Okay, we're going to now take a look at the analytical thesis statement. And before I dive into this, I want to back up and let you know that if you have not done this, going back here, selected your comic book that you have now started reading, you can't really move forward with this. But let's talk about what is required in an analytical thesis. Now, what we did in Essay 1 was very much centered around the idea that here is a hook. Here is something for us to grab our reader's attention. All right. Now we're getting into an actual thesis statement. And for an analytical thesis statement, just to make it easier on you, this will probably be, like I'm going to let you know, this is going to be probably the most complicated version of a thesis statement you're going to do for me. But I have clearly tried to break it down into 3 parts. 1, clearly indicate that this is an analytical paper. 2, clearly indicate the name, in your case, the comic book, and the author and artist that communicate that to the reader. So you want to spell it out, be direct. Imagine if this thesis statement was sitting by itself. All right. And then 3, offer up some benefit or gain that comes from the analysis the reader is about to get in detail in this paper that follows. Now, what this ultimately I'm trying to hint at here is that ultimately there's going to be some sort of reasoning or something that you hope to uncover and either show other people or uncover and for yourself about this comic book, some deeper meaning. And this will tie into when we talk about the evaluation that comes at the end. But let me show you here, because I went ahead and sort of broke down 2 examples. Now, I say by analyzing or after analyzing. Let me go ahead and let you know, and I think I note this in the next video we're going to look at. That's not the only way, but that is something important that you need to let us know that we're analyzing something. So I said by analyzing, after analyzing. I could have also said by closely looking at or upon closer inspection. The thing is, though, I need some sort of preface like this so that I make it very clear up front to my audience. And as I say, or something like this is needed to make clear the purpose and focus of your paper. Okay. Now beneath there, I'm added on. So I have that in red. Now in blue, I'm going to add on to this the name of the comic book and its author and artist. Now you need to have this because, again, imagine the thesis statement, even though it belongs at the end of your introduction paragraph, is and should be able to stand alone and still make sense. So here I've added by analyzing Action Comics #1 by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. I added the title of the comic book I'm reading. The title itself, not the number, but the title goes in italics. By, and here's the writer Jerry Siegel, and here's the artist Joe Shuster. You at least need those 2 people. All right. And I did the same thing down here. All right. Now that we've basically added what and by whom it is we are analyzing. All right. This is ultimately the but section. Now, that is what you have to have in order to start moving forward. This part that comes next might be fluid. And let me put it out to you this way. It might be fluid because, for example, you might be in a situation where you think this is what you hope to reveal by analyzing the comic book, but maybe you find something else. So keep in mind that this part here may end up being changed once you have gotten closer to finishing the paper, not because you didn't do a good job the first time, but mainly because maybe there's something more specific or more intricate or interesting that came along that you had to adjust as a result. All right. And let me just show you the one I've got here. So it's pretty much the same one for both of these. By analyzing Action Comics by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, or I could say one can better understand Superman's roots as a warrior for social justice. So that's what I'm hoping to reveal in my analysis. And obviously I had to have read the comic to come up with that. But this might change after I'm done, and maybe I have a different reasoning, and it is perfectly okay to go back at that point and revise your thesis. All right.